What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Wrestlemania 30. My name is Nomad, here for 39 Wrestlemanias and 39 days, and we are finally on the final 10, I think. Unless my math sucks. I think we're down to the final 10. Yes, we're down to the final 10. Don't Google WrestleMania XXS. You're not going to like what comes up, I'm pretty sure. But WrestleMania 30 took place April 6th, 2014 in New Orleans. It actually did have a pretty sexy card to match the Triple X title here. We're going to start things off right off the bat with Daniel Bryan versus Triple H. The winner gets added to the main event. So this was right smack dab in the Yes movement. And quite frankly, this is one of the best openers in terms of, well, basically everything. Story, match, etc. So, since this is arguably the best match on the card, and also I don't want to ruin Rob's night talking about Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker, I think we should start this review off with today's match review. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to WrestleMania 30 match review. We're jumping right out the gate with the match review. Yes, we are, with Daniel Bryan versus Triple H. Winner gets added to the main event. The crowd is hot from the beginning. All of the yes signs. There's almost no dead spots in this 26-minute classic. Crazy that this is the opener of this match, or of this WrestleMania. Even when it does have a control segment or a long out of ring 10 count, it's to weaken Daniel Bryan to make the second half of the match make sense. How weakened both men made themselves has had a main event feel, and it was the first match of the card. Easily the best opener of all time. I will say the triple threat later on between Seth Rollins, The Miz, and Finn Balor definitely gives us a run for its money for best opener. But as of right now, this is definitely the best opener of all time.
I think I had Bret Hart and Owen Hart or the Rockers. I think it was WrestleMania 8 or 9 that I had the Rockers as the A in that tag match.
True.
But this is, yeah.
But there isn't even a remote doubt that this is one of the best. An absolute masterclass of submissions, counters, finishers and near falls, signature moves, high impact moves, limb focus, and somehow the finish still comes out of nowhere. An easy 9 out of 10. My only knock is it's 26 minutes. It's damn near almost exhausting, and I was grateful it was finally over. Which, again, there is no Triple H WrestleMania match that's less than 20 minutes anyway. This is honestly Triple H's best match in a long time, and it's going to be his best match for a very long time. Triple H does not put on very many bangers until his match against Ronda Rousey, so there's a series of shitty ones coming. But this set up the main event, obviously, that I will speak about much later on, so we're not going to talk too much about the main event here. Focusing mostly on this match. What did you like about this match? What did you not like about this match? And do you think that this match told a convincing story for the main event later on?
I thought the length of the match was fine. From the story standpoint, I loved that it was a longer match. But I did think that they had moments that were a little bit too drawn out. Like the long count outs or just the walking around and stuff. But from the overall storytelling standpoint and everything going from this is Daniel Bryan's moment, whoever wins this is going into the main event, like you said, it had to be a banger.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Triple H knew that, and he couldn't do his slow, methodical as often as he wanted to during the match.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this match was a banger, a fucking classic. I thoroughly enjoyed this match.
I agree. And again, I'll talk about the main event later on once I get to it, because that's also a banger. But this match sets it up great. I thought, again, this was a return to... I mean, again, it hasn't been that long since the Triple H Undertaker match, but Triple H and Undertaker was good because of the story around it. This match was good because they actually looked really fucking good. Daniel Bryan is honestly one of the GOATs in general. But this match was absolutely phenomenal. A great back and forth between the two. Again, a return to form for Triple H,
Yep.
and a showcase of Daniel Bryan's absolute spectacular abilities.
Yep. Take away the story, and this match is
still good.
It's still really good.
It's still good.
The storytelling just put the fucking icing and the topping, like the little candle, on the cake.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because this was during the whole authority. We do what we want, but in actuality, it was just Vince.
Yeah. It was basically like, here is a story reason why fuck the fans, effectively, was the entire authority angle. But I do want to talk about two things here with this review. One, what is your overall view of Daniel Bryan? Because we haven't really had a chance to talk about him much. Most people consider Daniel Bryan the GOAT, if not one of the GOATs, in general. Not just WWE, but in general. Do you agree, disagree? Where do you rank him on your hierarchy? And
I don't think he's the GOAT by any means. I will say he is one of the best when it comes to technical wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? So, like, you have, like, the GOATs of the high flyers, like Jeff Hardy, Eddie Guerrero, stuff like that. Technical wrestlers, to me, the two most sound are Bret Hart and Kurt Angle by far. Not in that order. But they're the two. And then I'd probably throw Daniel Bryan as number 3. Easily. He's within the top 5, but right now I can only think of 3.
True. And Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins is up there in that top 5 range.
Oh, I would say Chris Benoit.
And Chris Benoit, yeah. I love Daniel Bryan. I don't think I've ever seen a bad Daniel Bryan match. He's one of them. I just don't think he's had enough WrestleMania matches in order to cement himself up there with the Shawn Michaels of never having a bad WrestleMania match. But he doesn't have any bad ones. Even I just finished watching WrestleMania 34, where he fights Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And even though he's only in the last 5 minutes of that match, he is a banger in those last 5 minutes. Him getting hurt, definitely taking him out for 3 years, also kind of hurt his legacy, if you will. And then, of course, the fact that he eventually does end up leaving and going to AEW. And he still puts on bangers with AEW. So that hasn't changed either. He could have been a WrestleMania GOAT had he been in more WrestleManias. I think, for me, he is definitely up there with the best. I don't watch AEW enough to really be able to judge him on a more certain basis, but he is definitely up there with the GOATs, in my opinion, just like you said, with those technical wrestling. And I had a second question, and we got so long-winded on that, I don't remember what it is now.
Was it something to do with his injury and his comeback?
No, it had something to do with these two, but it doesn't really matter. We've kind of answered all the questions that I would have had anyway.
I'll say this much. Even though Triple H was a part of the Authority and he...
Oh, that's what it was. The Authority. Is that the worst storyline ever created? That was something I asked you. Was how, like, this is an era where WWE was basically fuck the fans. We're not going to give you what you want. We're going to give you what we want. The Authority was their angle for that. Is it the worst storyline ever? Like, I legit think the Authority is the worst storyline ever. It's a fabricated bad guy.
I don't.
You don't?
No.
What is the worst storyline in this?
Either
in terms of long term.
Either the
okay, the anonymous Raw GM is a close second.
Raw GM, yep, or the Kiss My Ass Club.
That's just Vince McMahon being a prick, and he always ends up getting his just desserts there. So I would consider the Kiss My Ass Club third. Anonymous Raw GM is definitely a very close second, but the Authority is just... It was literally, we're going to do our thing. We're not going to give the fans what they want. So here comes 5 Roman Reigns main events. That's basically the entire premise of the Authority. It's trash. This is the... Like, if someone has to lose, and the Authority finally has to lose their way, then they make Triple H take the fall for it. So I'll applaud Triple H. He's finally putting over other talent now.
He's putting over a young guy.
But, which never happens. So bravo for him on that. But we're only seeing the WrestleMania payoffs. We're not seeing what everyone's had to go through for 11 and a half months now. Of just Triple H just dragging his balls across everyone's wishes.
I mean, again, I don't think that was really him because...
Well, yeah, obviously he's the scapegoat for Vince, but... Can only say fuck Vince so many times before you get Bret Hart's.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all the time that I think we really have for this. Any closing remarks you have on this match specifically?
Nope.
All right.
No!
Back to me. Welcome back, guys. Again, I gave this match, as I said, a 9 out of 10. Rob gave it a B+ because he wanted to be difficult, but it's still going to end up being a 9 out of 10 because of that 0.5 rule. He gave it an 8. I gave it a 9. That's what that B+ means over there. Again, his ratings are A through F. Mine are obviously numbered like this, but I gave it a 9. He gave it a B+. That's going to be a B. 0.5 rule. It's going to get it bumped up to a 9, so... That is where the opener is going to go, and of course he'll return to Daniel Bryan since he won the match later on. Next up, we have the 6-man tag between The Shield, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns versus Kane and the New Age Outlaws, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg. This is basically everyone against the Authority. That's what Kane and the New Age Outlaws were representing here as the Authority. Shield were kind of the good guys now, whereas they were kind of bad guys before. Not gonna lie, I'm not sure the point of this match besides to further the Authority downfall and continue to bolster the Shield. It was pretty clear, based on Roman doing a lot of the offense, that he was the one that they were going to be pushing to the heavens in the next few WrestleManias coming up. I thought Seth Rollins, everything he did looks amazing. He was, in my opinion, the standout of this match. Ambrose didn't really do much besides the opening segment, but he looked cool. In the end, this is effectively a squash match. This match lasted maybe 3.5, 4 minutes against the Authority. It's a squash match at WrestleMania. I've been pretty open about how much I hate those. This one did come with a story, so I am willing to forgive it a little bit, but not to any major degree. I gave this match a 3 out of 10. Rob disagreed. He thought it needed a lot more time, but he actually enjoyed what he saw. He gave this match a C+. This is a massive difference in opinions here. I considered this a squash match. He was thoroughly entertained by it, so he gave it a much higher score. Gave it a 6. I gave it a 3. That's going to average out to a 9. That's going to average out to a 4.5, which is, of course, going to get bumped up to a 5 because of the 0.5 rule. So that is where it's going to go. It's a 5, significantly higher than what I put it as, a little bit lower than what Rob put it as. Regardless, not the best match here on this card. Next up, we have the 31-man Andre the Giant Battle Royal that Cesaro would go on to win. The 31 competitors are Cesaro, Alberto Del Rio, Big E, Brad Maddox, Brodus Clay, Cody Rhodes, Damian Sandow, Darren Young, David Otunga, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Fandango, Goldust, Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal, Justin Gabriel, Kofi Kingston, Mark Henry, R-Truth, Rey Mysterio, Santino Marella, Sheamus, Sin Cara, The Big Show, The Great Khali, The Miz, Titus O'Neil, Tyson Kidd, Xavier Woods, Yoshi Tatsuya, and Zack Ryder. Exhale. Jesus. That's a lot. So let me kind of break down what I can. Lots of action early, which is kind of custom for these battle royals. Especially the first 10 or so eliminations, when the big men are kind of cleared out, things start to take a turn to actually doing spots, which is something you don't get from these battle royals very often, and you actually don't get from these battle royals going forward, if we're being perfectly honest here. A couple have a moment, then they rotate around, they clear out the middle, and they kind of give each person an opportunity to kind of get some offense in. I thought the more eliminations that were happening, the bigger spots were happening. Big Show and Ray have a moment that was pretty funny where Ray was like, "Hey buddy, we're cool at this time in the story, so let me chill here." And Big Show's like, "Oh, just kidding. Yeah, you chill there." It was kind of funny. He was like, "I'm gonna get you." No, I'm just kidding. That's basically what it was. I thought it was really funny given the story that those two had at this time, apparently. Him actually getting mad that Ray was eliminated, ended up eliminating the person that eliminated Ray. I didn't write down who it was, so I don't know who it was there, but that was also a good kind of continuation of that. Kofi doing his routine, saving eliminations. He got thrown over top of the steps, his feet land on the steps, and he manages to get back in until a bro kick from Sheamus takes him out. I thought the double elimination for him and Del Rio, Cesaro began getting a bit of a push here. He eliminated Big Show to win the match, kind of lifting and slamming him out of the ring, sort of like Andre the Giant style, which again, convenient since this is the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I thought that it was honestly the best Battle Royal we've ever seen. Easily the best Battle Royal. I thought it was a better Battle Royal than we've seen going forward, and I have also watched a few WrestleManias after this one, and it's the best Battle Royal that we've seen for then. So I gave this match an 8 out of 10. I was thoroughly impressed by this match from start to finish. Again, beginning was kind of slow when I was kicking 10 or so people out, but once it cleared up, it was actually really entertaining to watch. Rob agreed that this was a much better Battle Royal than we've seen in the past, but he didn't think it was as good as I did. I gave it a C+. That is going to be a 6 out of 10. I gave it an 8, so it's going to end up averaging out to that 7 out of 10 range. That's still really good for a Battle Royal. That's nothing to complain about. Next up, we have John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. Another insane story and another example of why the fuck didn't y'all turn John Cena heel. The entire match was predicated around the fact that Bray Wyatt saw darkness in John that John was refusing to embrace. You could have literally done so much good for not only John Cena's career, but also Bray Wyatt's character if you just let John Cena go heel. Cena should have either nailed Wyatt with that chair at the end, or gone heel, or nailed Wyatt with the chair and gone heel, or lost this match by refusing to do it. It's a much better booking, a much better story if you have Cena lose this match because he refused to go heel. It makes sense that he is not willing to lose his values, even if it means losing the match. You could have done so much with it. Instead, you had him not go heel, and you had him win this match. That pissed me off. The story goes nowhere after this. They never bring it back up, at least until WrestleMania 36, I believe, when they have their Firefly Funhouse match, which I have not seen yet. I'm actually in the middle of watching that, so I'm excited to see that match. They make a callback to this match, supposedly, too, which I'm really interested in. I thought that Cena launching himself off the top rope onto Rowan and Harper was really cool. The spider bridge to avoid the five-knuckle shuffle was amazing. The Sinister singing after hitting the Sister Abigail on Cena. Of course, he kicks out. The moves were impactful. Bray goes down after, honestly, a long match to 1AA. I loved the match. The match was really fucking good. I just think they should have made Cena go heel here. I gave the match a 7 out of 10. Rob agrees, gave it a B-, which is a 7 out of 10 as well. Would have liked more action. Would have preferred Bray to win or Cena to go full heel, and I probably would have given this match an A. But I will gladly accept giving this match a 7. Next up, we have Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker. Oh, shield your eyes, kids. I am sorry to have to break this news to you, but this is where the streak ends. I was specifically requested by Rob not to make this match the match review, or he would have killed me. Obviously, exaggeration there, but he was definitely not okay with doing this match. He did not want to watch this match. Matter of fact, I think when he was reviewing this match, I think he specifically said he was going to give it a C and walk away from it. Which is kind of convenient, because I also gave this match a 5 out of 10. I thought the match started off great. Taker bounces his head off the floor, ends up getting concussed. He's actually concussed in this match. He doesn't remember half of it. That is an actual thing that he has said in an interview. And you can kind of tell that he's concussed. He is not able to protect himself. Brock has to basically take it easy on him to avoid hurting him because Taker cannot protect himself. He can barely sell. He can barely do his moves. The match moves in effectively slow motion for a while until he finally gets the cobwebs out for the ending. This is the first match where Taker looks his age, in my opinion. He did not look old against CM Punk. You could tell he was winding down. He did not look old. and again, it might be the concussion, but he doesn't look much better in future matches, so this might be a sign of Father Time finally coming for him. Given his matches after this match, I wish I could say it was leaning towards concussion, but it might be a combination of the two. Back and forth towards the last third is really fun. The reversal of submissions and finishers, and then the ending happens. It's the worst booking decision of all time. And me and Rob talked about it in the last match review with the CM Punk match. Obviously, if your choices are CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, or Bray Wyatt, which is his next match, then obviously Brock Lesnar makes the most sense out of those three. But I feel like you could have given it to Bray in the next match. You could have given it to Edge. You could have let CM Punk do it. There was a lot of ways. You probably could have kept CM Punk in the company if you gave him Undertaker last WrestleMania, rather than him losing to Undertaker and losing his WrestleMania main event to The Rock. There's a lot of things you could have done here. This is the period of time where Vince just didn't give a shit, and the product was suffering because of it. It does not make sense for Brock to do this, in my opinion. Makes sense as a character. He's definitely one of the few that are strong enough to do it convincingly. But if Taker is starting to show his age and he's winding down, you could have still made a mid-card into a main event. Or if you got an upper mid-card that you're trying to find a way to break him into the main event, give him the streak. Yes, it's an aging Undertaker. It's not as convincing as a win as it would have been if he was in his prime. But you're still the one that ended the fucking streak. Instead, you fed him to Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar didn't need this. You know what I mean? He didn't need this. So, not a good decision. The match is fine. The crowd reactions afterward are iconic, but overall, it's less than stellar. 5 out of 10. Sad way for the streak to end. Rob agrees, gave it a C. Again, I have no idea if he actually watched it or not, or if he was joking when he said he was just going to give it a C and walk away. But it's not as good as it should have been for Undertaker's final match of the streak. Next up, we have, another unfortunate match. We have the Divas title, the WWE Divas title, Vicky Guerrero Invitational. Only a pinfall would win the match. We have AJ Lee, who is the champion, coming in, versus Oksana, Alicia Fox, Brie Bella, Cameron, Emma, Eva Marie, Layla, Naomi, Natalia, Nikki Bella, Rosa Mendez, Summer Rae, and Tamina. AJ Lee would go on to win this match. It was basically a match, and story-wise, it was a match that Vicky put on to make sure AJ Lee lost her title. It failed. That was the whole story behind this entire match. But this match is so fucked by the previous match, no one gives a shit. There's no reaction, and AJ Lee was super over. The commentators couldn't stop talking about Undertaker. They sounded deflated. I don't even know if they knew it was going to happen. It sounded like they didn't even know. The first half of this match, there's action going on. The commentators don't mention one bit of it. It's all about Undertaker losing his streak and how they just witnessed it and how they couldn't believe they witnessed it. It's like, there's another match going on. Like, I know you guys don't give a shit about women yet, but there's another match going on. It's all Taker. Very unfortunate match to follow it. The match wasn't great to begin with. Those factors don't help it. I thought the only divas of this match with serious talent was Tamina, Naomi, the Bella Twins, and AJ Lee. AJ Lee hurts her filthy submission move on Naomi to win the match. Some decent spots throughout, but it's surrounded by some pretty mediocre bouts. We're almost to good women's wrestling at WrestleMania. Just a couple more years. I gave this match a 3. Rob agrees, gave this match a D, so it's going to end up going in that 3 category. Could have been better, but unfortunately, followed a really heavy hitter, and also wasn't good to begin with. And finally, we have the main event, which is Daniel Bryan, Batista, and Randy Orton. Randy Orton was the champion coming in for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Again, Daniel Bryan won the previous match that he was added to this main event. Randy's out here rocking double belts. It's the WWE World Champion and the Heavyweight Championship. They're 2 belts. They're not unified yet. I thought it was really nice to see Batista back. Easily, without a doubt, one of the best Triple Threat Mania matches so far. I would say it rivals 20. Maybe not as good as WrestleMania 20s with Chris Benoit and company. I thought this match was better. Rob obviously did not agree. Thought the other match was better. But from the opening gun, this match is 100. Of course, there's the usual triple threat, take one guy out and rotate around, but Randy Orton and Batista having to deal with the rabid Daniel Bryan was intense. Triple H and company coming in to fuck Bryan and him fighting back to take the Authority out was amazing. Randy and Batista were angry because this was supposed to be a 1v1 match, but the fans getting behind the Yes movement basically forced the company to put Daniel Bryan in this match. Bryan got added. They decide they'll have to work together to take him out. They hit a Batista bomb into an RKO on the table. It was a fucking amazing spot, but it legit looked like it might have actually hurt Randy Orton in doing it. He came down on a monitor. You could tell he was basically nursing his shoulder the entire time. Daniel Bryan overcoming all odds to come back. Typical Mania finisher flurry to end the match with both Randy and Batista getting the other out of yes locks. RKOs, Batista bombs, running knees. Finally, Batista hits Orton and another Batista bomb, taking him out and preventing him from stopping Daniel Bryan, who throws Batista into one last yes lock for the win. An amazing story. Finally, a good booking decision. Didn't get too many on this card or in WrestleManias in general. A phenomenal, cathartic ending. I gave this match a 10 out of 10. Absolutely phenomenal. We're back. Good main events are back. They don't stay very long, but good main events are back. I gave this match a 10 out of 10. Rob gave it an A, so it's going to end up being a 10, even if he meant to give it a 9. But I do know he really enjoyed this match, so I'm pretty sure he meant to give it a 10 as well. But regardless, that 0.5 rule was going to make it a 10 anyway. So outside of that one stinker, this WrestleMania isn't that bad. But, as always, we have to grab my handy-dandy calculator here on my phone and figure out exactly what this WrestleMania is. So yeah, that one stinker doesn't kill this WrestleMania. It's a 6.57. So this is an above, almost a 7 average WrestleMania. That is really freaking good. But yeah, that's where we're going to end it here tonight, guys. I will be back tomorrow for the WrestleMania 31. And we're about to get to some rough ones. So I hope you enjoy these 6.5 pluses because they're not going to be here for much longer. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow for 31. Y'all have a good night.